This program is sponsored by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
There is? Okay. All right. Public hearing 59-20. National Grid and Verizon New England Incorporated request commission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way. Water Street, National Grid to install one JO pole on Water Street, beginning at a point approximately 90 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Prescott Street and continuing approximately 17 feet in the southeast direction. Install one pole, number 5-84, across Water Street between poles number 4 and number 5 as a stub pole with an anchor to support pole number 5 when it feeds three-phase primary down Prescott Street for a new service. This was given regular course and a public hearing set up for tonight at 6:53, and I know the legal notice was advertised in the Sentinel Enterprise. So I will ask if the representative from National Grid would like to explain this.
Hi, how you doing? It's Mark Tapley with National Grid. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
So this is a relatively straightforward one. There is a customer at 45 Summer Street that's doing some work over there. They're installing a transformer behind their building, and we only have single-phase power going down Prescott Street. To feed them correctly, we need to run three-phase power down Prescott Street, and the additional strain going down there has the potential to cause strain on pole number 5. And in order to mitigate that, we'd like to install a stub pole across Water Street with an anchor. The stub pole would be approximately right before, or right after, I should say, the no parking sign. So the no parking sign would still be visible. And then we would put the anchor in the edge of the sidewalk.
Okay, so this is basically to service the new construction that's going on at that location?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. I usually get out to look at it, and I did not have a chance. So it does sound pretty clear cut. So let's see if there's any councilors that have any questions or comments.
I got Councilor Angelini with a quick question.
Sure, Councilor.
The gentleman from National Grid, is the transformer that's being replaced serviced by underground cable?
They're installing a new transformer at their location, and it is going to be an underground cable. So as we send the three-phase down, the last pole on Prescott Street will have has a riser on it, and I believe that pole is actually on the customer's property, and they're going underground from that pole to the transformer that's on their property.
All right. Do you know how many kVA the new transformer is? I'm just curious.
I don't know off the top of my head. I designed it
That's all
about
right. That's all right.
2 months ago. I want to say it's a 500, but I'm not 100% positive.
All right. That's fine. I'm good. Thank you.
All right, all set, Councilor?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right. I don't know if there's any public on the line, but I will go to the public. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in support for this petition? Again, is there anyone who wishes to speak in support? For the third time, is there anyone who wishes to speak in support? If not, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Again, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? For the third and final time, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? If not, are there any other councilors that have any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I'll declare the hearing closed.
Just out of curiosity, do you know what time you intend to do the voting on this, so I can make sure I listen in for the voting?
Probably in about 10 or 15 minutes, I would say, Claire, right? They've got a quick meeting tonight.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think
20 minutes.
longer than that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Very well. We will now move on to the public forum. The public forum is an opportunity for any member of the audience to speak on a matter specifically listed on the council agenda. Speakers will be asked to come to the microphone, in this case the telephone, state their formal name and address, along with identifying the specific item or items they wish to address. Each speaker is respectfully asked to keep their comments within a 2-minute time frame. The council will not be responding or answering any questions. However, at the discretion of the council president, clarification may be given. Is any member of the public have joined us that wishes to speak in the public forum? Second time, is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in the public forum? The third and final time, is there any member of the public who wishes to speak in the public forum? I'll declare the public forum closed, and it's exactly 7 o'clock. So would you please rise and join me in a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Take a roll call of councilors in attendance. Councilor Frida?
Here.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Present.
Councilor Shalafo Zephyr?
Present.
Councilor Feckley?
Present.
Councilor Angelini?
Present.
Councilor Ardinger?
Present.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Present.
Councilor David Cormier?
Present.
And I shall be recorded. All 9 councilors are present. We'll now move on to the approval of records and a presentation by the Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the minutes of the City Council meetings of April 13th, 2020 and April 27th, 2020, and I find them to be in order and ask that they be placed on file.
Very well, thank you very much. We'll now move on to communications from the mayor, starting with C63.
C63, Dean J. Mazzarella, Mayor. relative to the appropriation of $250,000 be made to the pension expense account, the same amount to be transferred from the principal debt service expense account.
C63 will be referred to the Chairman of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. First time on the calendar, regular course.
Very well, C63 is given regular course. Moving on to petitions, first time on the agenda, starting with, actually, can we take these in block 62-20 through 64-20?
Sure.
Fine with me.
62-20, Best Buy Stores, LP. Renew the second-hand dealer's license for Best Buy Stores, LP, number 1433, located at 33 Orchard Hill Park Drive. 63-20, GameStop, Inc. Renew the second-hand dealer's license for GameStop Store, number 3594, located at 26 Orchard Hill Park Drive. 64-20, GameStop, Inc. Renew the second-hand dealer's license for GameStop Store, number 1485, located at 100 Commercial Road.
Petitions 62-20, 63-20, and 64-20 are all referred to the Chairwoman of Ways and Means.
Thank you, Mr. President. First time on the agenda, regular course. And in their efficiency, the city clerk's office has provided the referral, so we don't need any further referrals at this point.
Wonderful. Okay, moving on to matters before the City Council. We'll start with the City of Leominster financial report.
Thank you, Mr. President. The city began the fiscal year on July 1st, 2019, with $19,890,780.25 in the stabilization account. To date, we have earned interest of $205,624.39. We spent $5,143,436.12, leaving us a balance of $14,952,968.52, and that is the financial report, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the financial report?
Yeah, I just have a comment, Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead.
Before the next meeting, can we find out what, as a debt service, that these appropriations are being asked to come out of? We have one tonight, one we had last week. Just the debt service that account that it's coming out of.
You want the balance on those?
Sorry?
Through the chair to the at-large council, do you want the balance on those debt service accounts?
No, I'd just like to know what we put it aside for and what we're not doing, so that because that money's freed up. At the field, the high school, or is it, what might it be coming from?
In other words, you want to know what the impact is by using the debt service account for that purpose.
Well, yeah, the debt service account is money we put aside, and if we didn't use it, I'm just curious as to what we haven't, what we're not doing to have that money.
Okay.
I think.
You understand that, Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry, Mr. President?
You understand what the council is asking for?
I do, and I do think I know the answer to the question, but I want to run it by the comptroller first. I think I know where it's coming from, but I will double check with him, and I will get back to you. I will report. I present this next time at the next meeting and let you know, let everybody know.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. If we could get it a little bit sooner than the meeting, that would be better.
I could do that too. I'll call him in the morning, and I'll email the clerk, and she can distribute it as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Hearing none, we move on to legal affairs, starting with 37-20. Does the chairman have a report?
Yes, Mr. President. Thank you. Petition 37-20. The botanist grants a special permit to operate a medical marijuana facility located at 1775 Lock Drive. We have a public hearing scheduled for May 26th at 6:30. The recommendation is further time.
All right, I'll check with members of your committee. Councilor Shalpo Zephyr.
I agree with that.
And Councilor David Cormier.
I also agree.
You've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Legal Affairs Committee to give 37-20 further time. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President?
Yes, you're going to abstain.
I'm going to abstain. I have a couple of clients that are abutters to that project. Thank you.
Okay, your abstention is noted, Councilor. That's Councilor Angelini abstaining, Madam Clerk. Any other questions? Okay, we'll proceed in a roll call vote. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay by a vote of 8-0. 37-20 is given further time. Councilor Angelini abstained. We'll now move on to 38-20. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to waive or dispense with the reading of this, given the fact that we're not going to vote on it tonight, and it's lengthy, but I'll allow you to continue with your report. Just for summary purposes for the public, this has been on our agenda a number of times. There are certain technical amendments to our floodplain district zoning information. As I said, I'll let the chairman now continue with the report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Petition 38-20. We're going to need to schedule this for a public hearing. The last time we heard anything on the merits, we did not close the public hearing, so there's a need to schedule that. So I would ask the clerk what's a good time, and I would note that I anticipate the botanist is probably going to take some time.
I would recommend having it a minute or two before the botanist so it can be taken care of, unless you feel it will be longer.
That sounds perfect. If we could schedule it maybe 2 minutes before the botanist hearing is commenced to begin?
Sure, so that would make it Tuesday, May 26th at 6:28 p.m. via teleconference.
6:28, did you say, Madam Clerk?
Correct.
Okay, Mr. President, we just need to vote to establish that hearing.
Okay. I'll check with members of your committee. Councilor Shalfo Zephyr
Yes, I agree.
and Councilor David Cormier.
I also agree.
We've heard the unanimous recommendation of Legal Affairs to give 38-20 further time and establish a public hearing on our next meeting, May 26th at 6:28 p.m. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay by a vote of 9-0. 38-20 has been given further time with a public hearing established for May 26th at 6:28 p.m. Moving on to 53-20. Is the chairman ready to report?
I am, Mr. President. Petition 53-20, Jill A. Natola. Petition for acceptance of Sheldon Hill Drive and Pheasant Run Circle. We did get communication from the planning board where they unanimously voted to approve this. The only thing waiting on their end is a vote to return the bond to the developer, which is ministerial, has nothing to do with us. My recommendation is to grant 53-20, and I would ask you to poll my committee.
Very well. Councilor Shalfo Zephyr
Yes, I agree.
and Councilor David Cormier.
I definitely support this. Thank you.
Okay, you've heard the unanimous recommendation of Legal Affairs to grant 53-20. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, Mr. President, I have a quick comment.
Just Councilor Frida.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just making a note that this is the way these should go. Coming from the planning board with the release of the bond, having the acceptance by the DPW, and this is the way a development should end up.
So we're happy to have every road accepted that we can get accepted in the proper form, that's for sure. Any other discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call vote. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay. Petition 53-20 is granted by a unanimous vote of 9-0. Moving on to public service. Does the chairwoman of public service have a report on 59-20?
I'm sorry. 59-20, National Grid and Verizon New England Incorporated requests permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way. Water Street, National Grid to install one JO pole on Water Street beginning at a point approximately 90 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Prescott Street and continuing approximately 17 feet in the southeast direction. Install one pole, number 5-84, across Water Street between poles number 4 and number 5 as a stub pole with an anchor to support pole number 5 when it feeds 3-phase primary down Prescott Street for a new service. We had a public hearing earlier this evening, and we heard from the representative of National Grid, and everything seems to be in order. So we checked with my committee. My recommendation would be a grant.
Thank you very much, Councilor. I'll check with Councilor Feckley
That's fine.
and Councilor Pauline Cormier.
I'm in agreement.
We've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Public Service Committee to grant petition 59-20. Is there any further discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, Councilor David Cormier.
Yes.
Obviously, as usual, I cannot vote on this matter. The equipment here in question is partially owned by my employer. It's a violation of our code of business conduct for me to do so, so I will be abstaining. Thank you.
Very well, your abstention is noted. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay by a vote of 8-0 with one abstention. 59-20 is passed. Moving on to Ways and Means. Our first matter before that committee is the mayor's appointment, temporary appointment of William Connor as interim chief assessor. This is referred to the chairwoman of Ways and Means.
Thank you, Mr. President. A measure confirming the mayor's appointment of William Connor to perform the duties of interim chief assessor on a temporary basis for 60 days until the office can be filled by a permanent appointment. I have been notified by the city clerk that there was no need to interview Mr. Connor, as this is, in fact, a temporary appointment. However, just for the public, Mr. Connor has been working in the assessor's office, elbow to elbow with the current assessor for several years, and we know him very well. He's come down before us several times. So my recommendation would be to approve the appointment of William Connor to the duties of interim chief assessor. And I'll ask you to poll my committee.
Very well. Councilor Frida
I agree.
and Councilor Dombrowski.
I agree.
You've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Ways and Means Committee to confirm the appointment of William Connor as the temporary interim chief assessor. Is there any further discussion? This will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay. The appointment of William Connor as temporary chief assessor or interim chief assessor is confirmed unanimously 9-0. Moving on to the second reappointment measure. Is the chairwoman ready to report?
I am, Mr. President. This is a measure confirming the mayor's reappointment of Susan Shalfo Zephyr to the Library Board of Trustees, term to expire April 15th, 2023. Again, since this is a reappointment, we do not need to interview Ms. Shalfo Zephyr, but again, for the public, certainly many people know that Ms. Shalfo Zephyr is a counselor at large on the City Council and has served on the Library Board of Trustees along with our esteemed council president for many years, and I know for a fact how close the library is to her heart. So I would be pleased to recommend the reappointment of Susan Shalfo Zephyr to the Library Board of Trustees. And I'll ask you to poll my committee.
Very well. Councilor Frida
I'm good with that.
and Councilor Dombrowski.
I agree.
Okay, before we take the roll call, just for the public, I would also disclose, as the chairwoman of Ways and Means alluded to, that I am also on the Board of Trustees of the library. I don't deem that there's any ethical conflict for me in voting on this petition, and I intend to do that. So I will proceed with the roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
I think I'll abstain from this.
Okay.
I,
All right.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah.
All right.
You.
Okay. Okay, very well. Councilor Feckley?
Is there, yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay by a vote of 8-0 with one abstention. The reappointment of Susan Shalfo Zephyr by the mayor to the Library Board of Trustees is confirmed. Moving on to 60-20. Does the chairwoman of Ways and Means have a report?
I do, Mr. President. 60-20, Sterling Junior Jewelers, Inc., renew the secondhand dealer's license for K Jewelers, number 1285, located at 100 Commercial Road. We have received positive referrals from both the Treasurer and Collector and the Police Department. So my recommendation would be to grant the renewal of the secondhand dealer's license for K Jewelers. And I'll ask you to poll
Very
my
well.
committee.
Councilor Frida?
I agree with that.
Councilor Dombrowski?
I agree.
You've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Ways and Means Committee to grant petition 60-20. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay by a vote of 9-0. 60-20 is passed. Moving on to 61-20. Does the chairwoman have a report?
Yes, Mr. President. 6120, Albert D. Mason of Mason Investments, Inc. Renew bowling alley license for Mason Recreation Center located at 640 North Main Street. Again, we have received positive recommendations, referrals from the treasurer and collector and the police department, so my recommendation would be to grant the renewal of the bowling alley license to Mason Recreation Center, and I'll ask you to poll my committee.
Very well. Council Frida
Yep, I support that.
and Council Dombrowski.
I agree.
You've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Ways and Means Committee to grant petition 61-20. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Council Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Aringer?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay. Petition 61-20 has been passed by a 9-0 vote. Moving on to new business, we have the first reading of an ordinance. Is the chairperson of Legal Affairs ready to report?
I am, Mr. President. First reading of an ordinance, petition 55-20, Officer Julio Ramos. Request to amend Chapter 13 of the revised ordinances entitled Motor Vehicles and Traffic. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Leominster as follows. Chapter 13, Section 13-34 of the revised ordinances entitled No Parking on Certain Streets is hereby amended by inserting the following text. No parking on Research Drive, both sides, from a point beginning 1,163 feet easterly from the intersection with Central Street, around the cul-de-sac, and back westerly to the 1,163 feet starting point. My recommendation is to adopt the first reading of the ordinance. I'd ask you to poll my committee.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr
I agree.
and Councilor David Cormier.
I also agree.
You've heard the unanimous recommendation of the Legal Affairs Committee to grant the first reading of an ordinance. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, this will be by roll call. Councilor Frida?
Yay.
Councilor Dombrowski?
Yay.
Councilor Shalfo Zephyr?
Yay.
Councilor Feckley?
Yay.
Councilor Angelini?
Yay.
Councilor Ardinger?
Yay.
Councilor Pauline Cormier?
Yay.
Councilor David Cormier?
Yay.
And I shall be recorded as yay. The first reading of the to adopt the ordinance, formerly 55-20, has been approved. Moving on to old business, C-59. I had this placed on the calendar just for clarification. At the last meeting, there was some question as to whether there had to be a public hearing for the acceptance of these easements or this easement. I'll read it for the public. Dean J. Mazzarella, Mayor, requests that the council adopt an order to authorize the mayor on behalf of the city to accept an easement from the owners of the property described below. A copy of the easement granted by the owner of the property is attached. This relates to the head of the rail trail at 170 Main Street, Leominster, and 174 Main Street. I had discussion. We passed this at the last meeting. I did have discussion with the city solicitor's office. We concluded jointly that this was, in fact, a gift. It does not require a public hearing, and therefore our business with this is finished, and we have saved the city a little more than $250 in advertising costs. So unless anybody has any questions, we'll move on to the community calendar. Is there anything under the community calendar this evening?
Not much going on.
Hearing, No, there isn't.
Quiet.
Hearing nothing, we are adjourned.
Mr. President?
Yes, sorry, Councilor Frida. Yeah.
Council Frida, have we heard anything about Memorial Day? I'm assuming there's nothing that's going to be done.
I have had some limited discussions with our Veteran Service Director as well as the mayor. They're apparently planning some limited visits on Memorial Day to the cemeteries that we usually do visit. They are also talking about arranging with LTV some pre-recorded addresses similar to the ones that we usually do on Memorial Day. I will update the council. I intend to call voter tomorrow, and I will update the council through the city clerk's office when I have some additional details. Is there anything else?
I thought he might do a drive-by of some sort.
Well, I am certainly reached out to the Veteran Services Director and want to coordinate whatever we do with them as well as the mayor's office, as we usually do each Memorial Day. I hope to have some details for you soon. Anything else? Thank you very much. We stand adjourned.
The program is sponsored by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com